नमस्सुन्दरनाथाय तस्मै हालास्य वासिने चतुष्षष्टि विधालीला येनाकारि भुवस्थले श्रीमत्सुन्दरनाथस्य देवीं शफरलोचनां कलये हृदये नित्यं कदम्बवनवासिनीं पूतं स्वतः पूततरं ततो यद्गङ्गं पयः शङ्करमौलिसङ्गात् तत्पातु मातुः प्रणयापराधपादाहतैः पूततमं ततो नः. Indra is doing his stotram of Devi after the Devi Vigraham was Vishwakarmana yada nirmitam asit tata devim drishtva tasyaha saundaryam cha avarnayat. There is one shloka by Nilakanta Dikshita which I thought which was very beautiful in this context. Indra starts off by saying that Sara Ujjitaya. Nilakanta Dikshita says Sara Ujjitaya Vacha Saha Stotram Akarotiti. So the way Nilakanta Dikshita also feels is the same thing. He says in Ananda Sagarastavam, he has written a beautiful text called Ananda Sagarastavam, where he has written about 108 shlokas in praise of Devi, more as a self-reflection rather than Padadi Keshanta Varnanam. Tadrasham Nasti, because he says in the 105th shloka, Tvam Devi Yadrigasi, Tadrigasi. However you are like that. So that is, it shows his the inability to express how she is. Yadrigasi, Tadrigasi, Tvam Idrik Esha iti vaktumapi, vaktumiva bodhumapi kshamaha kaha. I can't, there is no one who can even talk about how you are. Tvam idrik, esha idrik, iti. It is very difficult for us to express it, let alone not even understand. What about expression? First, cannot even understand. Bodhumapi kshamaha kaha, mameva tavad avidan atipamaraha aham. I am very pamaraha. Indradibhirapi eva muktam iti. Even Indra, we are starting from Vedas, Brahma and everybody are unable to describe that Shakti in their words. So who am I? Ati pamaraha. I am just a very simple person. Mataha. Hey, after writing 100 shlokas, he says this. Hey Mataha, stutim tvai samarpayitum vilajje. I feel very ashamed to give this stotram to you. But it's not a stotram as in to describe the greatness of the Devi or anything of that sort. He tries to. He gives in some descriptions and all that. But then it is more of a self-reflection. These shlokas are also, in a way, it shows how Indra goes through a period of self-reflection when he does this stotram. He says, he looks at the trees nearby and he says, na makhaihi, na japaihi, na homadanaihi, tapovihi, vividhaischa labhyate yat, tadidam tavasannidhana bhagyam, tarubih kairapi bhujyate nirihaihi. This sannidhanam, the fortune of the sannidhana bhagyam, etat tava sannidhanam iti etat bhagyam vidyate, tattu kairapi tarubihi. Some trees, nameless trees, are standing around here and they are enjoying this presence of you. It's because they have no wish to be there or wish for anything else in this world. So there is this understanding that a lot of tapasvis, lot of siddhas who want silence, who do not want any of these interaction with the worldly objects, they ask for a janma as a tree and in the presence of the Lord or in some forest where he is present everywhere. We'll say here, Sarvataha Purna Asitvam iti. So you're present everywhere and then they just want to be a tree because they want to stay in tapas. So without any ragadvesham, nirihaihi, tarubihi bhujyate, this sannidhanam is being experienced, is enjoyed by some desireless trees. With this, sannidhanam cannot be obtained by sacrifices or repeating prayers or homadanam or tapas. No matter what, it will take a long time to get this presence of yours. And then he moves on. He says, I told you, it's like a self-reflection. Yeah, like Ananda Sagarastavam. It's a beautiful stotram that you need to, everybody should go through that and just reflect upon each shloka that is there. Lovely set of shlokas. Nihata Danuja Jitaha Triloki Tridive cha Adhikritam Tatah Kimasit Iha ye Mrigapakshino Nahi Imanapi Nirajya Vimoktum Arhatame. Nihata Danuja. Danujaha Nihataha. Danujaha, Danu is Daksha Suta. Just as how Dakshayani, Sati is Daksha's daughter, Diti, Aditi, all of these are Daksha's daughters. He had 13 daughters, and each one married one of the Prajapatis to give rise to the different species in the world. So Danu is one of the daughter of Daksha who married suddenly I don't remember whom she married. So Kashyapa, she didn't marry. Maybe she married Kashyapa. I'm not sure. So, and her children are Danujaha, who are also Asura Jati. Another type of asuras only. So Danujaha, Nihataha. Danujas, a class of beings, have been Nihataha. They have been struck down or they've been killed also by me. Triloki Jita. Triloki, Trayanam Lokanam Samaharaha Triloki. Ityukte Bhuvana Trayam. All three worlds is Triloki. So all the three worlds have been conquered. Jita. Indra is talking about himself here. He says, I have killed all the Danujas, or I've put down their adhikyam. I've won over the three worlds. Tridive cha adhikritam. And I've also brought Sarga under my authority, my control. So Tridive adhikritam ityukte Tridivam tu Tridive adhyaksharupataya sthitam. So I have taken up a position of authority in Swarga. I've made up my kingdom there. Tridive adhikritam. Now, tatah kim asit? What is the use of all that? Tatah kim na kekala. Shariram surupam. Yathava kalatram. Yasascharu chitram. Dhanam nerutulyam. Manaschenna lagnam gurorangri padme tatah kim. This is a stotram by Shankaracharya. He says, Shariram Surupam, beautiful form. Very similar to this shloka. Nihataha Danujaha ityadikam. Tridive adhikritam ityadi. Shariram Surupam. Yathava kalatram. However, and Anurupa kalatram also. A spouse who is Anurupam. Yathava kalatram. Yashas charu chitram. Yashas charu chitram dhanam meru tulyam. Yashaha is fame. I've got a beautiful fame, lovely fame, not ill fame. Very famous also. Dhanam meru tulyam. Meru mountain is supposed to be a big mountain which is golden, completely made of Suvarna Parvatamiti, Meru Malaindro. So Meru Tulyam Dhanam tu Labdham Manaschet Gurorangri Padme Manaschet Nalagnam. If the mind is not fixed in the lotus feet of the Guru, then what is the purpose? There is no purpose in life. You can attain whatever, how many ever riches you want. But if that mind is not there, then there is no purpose to that living. So Nihataha Danujaha Jita Triloki Tridivecha Adhikritam Tatah Kim Asit. What happened because of that? Kimapi na prayojanam, kimapi na bhavat iti. He compares himself to the animals and birds that are there in this Kadambavanam, and he says, Iman Mriga Pakshinaha Nirajya api Vimoktum me arhata na asti. I am not worthy of getting moksham by doing even nirajanam to these these animals and birds that live here in this Kadambavana. In the animals and birds that live here are so fortunate that they have been reborn, even though they have been reborn as animals or birds. Usually we say that it is only the Manushya Janma where you can balance your Papa Punyam. The other Janmas are all Janmas where you are trying to either reduce your Papam or Punyam. This is where you can use your mind to forcibly bring it from Ashubham and put it inside Shubha Vasana. You can try to force yourself to do something which will create a Shubha Vasana and make you geared towards moksha. But these animals and birds, some Punya Vishesham has been done by them, and so they enjoy your presence. Sannidhana bhagyameva atrapi varnayati. So mrigaha pakshinaha cha atra iha ye santi. Those animals and birds which are present here, iha, in this Kadambavanam, iman nirajya api. Even after doing nirajanam, for these people, that is pujam kritva api vimoktum moksham praptum aham mai arhata na vidyate. So me mama arhata nasti vimoktum ityukte moksham praptum. I am not even worthy of getting liberation by doing nirajanam for these people. He knows his shortcomings here, Indra, because he wants back his peace, right? He wants to be rid of that papam, and he wants back his peace. That's all. He still wants his trilokam, he wants his swargam. That's why he mentions all of these things in the earlier line. So Nihata, Danuja, Jita, Triloki, all of this Visarga is elided because of Sandhi here. So Nihata, Danuja, Jita, Triloki, Tridivecha Adhikritam Tatah Kim Asit. Ihaye Mrigaprakshino Nahi Man Api Nirajya Vimoktum Arhata Me. The next one. Now, Vimoktum Arhata Nasti. Tari Mokshaha Yadi Diyate. If I give you moksham, is that fine? So apavrijya kinisha sadhayeyam bhavadanandam avapnuyam tada aham kimitopi adikaha saha yo mama asau uchitaha swamya upalambhajaha pramodaha mokshadapi darshana anandaha eva tatra adhikataya vartate iti darsheti. See here, okay, I am not, he says in the earlier shloka that Indra is not at all worthy of getting liberated. So let's say Shiva appears in front of him and he says, I will give you moksha. Now Indra says, what am I going to do with that moksha? Apavrijya, hey Isha, Shambho, apavrijya. Apavargaha is varga vargebhyaha, one who is beyond the three vargas. That is in the Purusharthas. If you see, vargatrayam is dharma, artha, and kamam. These three are called vargam because they come within those who practice these three things are within the vargam also. That is, they are within part of the varnashrama dharmas also. So they are bound by all of these classifications. So that is varge ye bhavanti tetu vargiyaha. Apavargaha ityukte, that which is beyond vargam or classification. So moksham is apavargaha. Now this is given in the lakaram form or lyap form. So apavrijya, after getting moksham prapya. Kim sadhayeyam, what am I going to achieve here? I would, okay, let's say, bhavad anandam avapnuyam tada aham. Let's say I may get the Tamil Vindavar Kandilai, Kandavar Vindilai. Those who have understood Mokshanandaha are unable to explain the beauty of it, and those who explain the beauty of that moksham have not definitely understood it. This is a very popular saying in Tamil that we say. Yeah. So, but bhavat anandaha avapnuyam iti linglakaraha. I might sambhavana atra. Athava sambhavana eva sambhavana iti nasti prayaha tatra avadharana rupena eva tatra bhavat anandaha I will definitely get lapsyami ityeva. You can take it as future, as a definitive future also here. So, bhavat anandam tada ityukte moksham prapya, after attaining moksha or moksha bhave. Yada moksham prapya moksha bhave bhavami brahma bhavastu mokshaha. Iti, I think it is there in Adhyasa Bhashyam in Brahma Sutra. So he says Brahma bhava is moksham. So let's say I have attained that moksham and I am in that state. Tada moksha avasthayam aham bhavat anandam avapnuyam. Bhavat anandam ityukte Shiva sayujya roopam anandam apnuyam. I will get. Okay, let's say that I am going to get the bliss of becoming one with you. Bhavad anandaha. Kim itopi adikaha saha. Yaha mama asau uchitaha samyupalambaha jaha pramodaha. This is that much more than what I'm having now? What does he have now? Yaha mama asau, this pramodaha, this happiness that I get, which is uchitaha. This is more appropriate, or would that be more appropriate than what I'm having right now, which is Swami Upalambhajaha. Upalambhaha darshanam, attaining. So Upalambhat darshanat jayate Upalambhajaha jayate yaha anandaha pramodaha sahatu adhikaha uchitaha. So itopi, the way it connects is the yattat can be a little difficult in the shloka. So yaha asau pramodaha, you take it as itaha api. So yaha connects with itaha. Beyond this, asmadapi, yaha anandaha asti, tasmadapi saha ityukte moksha rupaha anandaha adhikaha uchitaha. Is it more appropriate? Is that mokshanandam more appropriate, more worthy of attaining, more than this darshana sukham that I am getting? So when I look at you, all of my sense organs are occupied here. I'm seeing your form. My nose is getting the smell of that kadamba pushpam, suvarna pankajam, fragrance. And then there is a beautiful breeze that is there, and I'm enjoying the sparsha sukham that has touched you, and it is coming here. So all of the sense organs are getting activated, but it is only towards Swami. And there seems to be a much more anandam here. See, a lot of people seem to say that the saguna upasana is much more than nirguna upasana, because in nirguna upasana, you have become that yourself. You are in that blissful state. It is definitely higher than this. But then, when you have something else for enjoyment, it is always much better, right? More than you saying so many things. Sometimes, when I feel I'm teaching constantly, when I hear it from somebody else, then there is a different type of enjoyment. It's something much more. Of course, I am enjoying so many things that I say when I teach also, but then when I hear it from somebody else, that gives a much more enjoyment than me doing it all the time. So I like to listen to other people's lectures also. This is very similar to what he says. More than I being that myself, I would like to view it and enjoy that bliss. So Anandajaha, Swami Upalambhajaha, Pramodaha. The Pramodaha, the Anandam, that the bliss that I get from seeing you, from seeing the Swami, Swaminaha, Ishasya Upalambhat, Darshanat, Yaf Pramodaha Jayate, Sahatu, Itopi Adikaha. Is that moksham much more than this, or is it more worthy than this? I don't know, because he has not attained it, right? Only if you have attained it, you will know whether it is much more than this or not. But in Bhagavatam, he says, Atma Ramastu Munayaha Urukrame. They still feel that the Katha Shravanam has a more attraction than that Atma Tattva, Anandam. Even though they are people who are Atmanyeva Ramante Tathapi, te tu Katha Shravane Tesham Ruchihi Adhika Asti. Right? So, Apavrijya Kimisha, what am I going to achieve by getting moksham? Okay, I might probably get the bliss of becoming one with you, but would that be more worthy or more appropriate than the bliss that I get than this that I get from seeing you? So, apavrijya kimisha sadhayeyam भवदानन्दम् अवाप्नुयां तदा अहं किम् इतोऽप्यधिकः स यो मम असौ उचितः स्वाम्युपलम्भजः प्रमोदः जडमेव जगत् तव स्वम् आसीत् अजडाः केचन मादृशोऽपि जीवाः अतिवाङ्मनसं भवन्तमेव प्रतिपन्नास्तु वयं प्रशासितारम्. So he says earlier before Shiva was in the form of a lingam here and he was present alone. This present alone, he was not lonely here. The entire world belonged to him. Jadam eva jagat tava swam asit. It was yours. And there were also a few jivas who were also yours. Kechana ajadaha madrishaha api jivaha. Some jivas like me, some sentient being, pranis like me were also belonging to you. In this entire insentient world or jagat or this kadamba vanam, both can be taken here. Achetanam jadam, achetana vastu etat jagat brahmandam athava yatra atra swayambhu rupena linga rupena archavatarena yatra parameshwaraha sthitaha asti tadrisha vanamapi jadam vanam eva tava swam asit. So either this entire insentient jada brahmandam was yours, or you can take it as jagat as the place where he is present now, as in the kadamba vanam. So jadameva jagat tava swam asit. Swam itukte it is atmiyam. It belonged to you. It still belongs to you. Tava swam asit. Ajadaha, insentient, those who are not jada. Sorry, the sentient beings, chetanatvam. So chetanaha kechana, some madrishaha api jivaha, some of us also kechana ajadaha madrishaha api jivaha bhavantam prashasitaram pratipannaha smaha. It can also be connected like that. This a very difficult shloka where to do what anvayam. Words wise, everything is very simple. So ativang manasam bhavantameva vayam prashasitaram pratipannaha. But now we have all attained you as our Prabhu prashasita. Pratipannaha praptaha smaha vayam. Tvantu ativang manasam asti. So you are someone who is beyond the range of speech and manas. So vang manobhyam agocharaha. So you are beyond the range of speech and manas. But we have still, so you are the prashasita, you are the controller or the ruler of people like us. This jagat belongs to you. It is jadam. So it's okay. You have this entire world and you are the ruler of that world. But we are sentient beings. We are prani. So kechana ajadaha chetanaha vayam. It's easy to rule over insentient things. That is, it is very easy to rule over jadam. I can say I am the ruler of this room. Because these books are not going to rule over me. Actually, they are. They seem to have a power over me that they keep calling me every time to take up and read. So that is different. What I'm saying is, as in a way that they do not have that chetanatvam to rule over a chetana being. Correct? So this entire Brahmandam belongs to you. Jadameva jagat tava swam asit. Now some pranis have also been introduced into this world. But what happened to those? They are sentient beings. You cannot control prani. They have their own will and power. But then Indra says, all of these people also, some of these chetana prani, kechana ajadaha, madrishaha, jivaha api, vayam tu, jivaha api tavasve eva asanna. They were belonging to you. But then our fortune is such that we have got you as our ruler. We belong to you, yes. But we are very happy to have you as our ruler, and even though you are beyond our speech and manas. I'll have to think more on this shloka to understand what he actually means. It's still எனக்கு அதாவது பிடிபடல இந்த ஸ்லோகம் என்ன அர்த்தம் சொன்னாலும். ஜடமேவ ஜகத் தவஸ்வம் ஆசீத் அஜடாஹ கேச்சன மாத்ருஷஹ அபி ஜீவாஹ அதிவாங் மனசம் பவந்தமேவ பிரதிபன்னாஸ்து வயம் பிரசாசிதாரம். You have the entire world to you, and all of these pranis also belong to you. But then it is our good fortune that we have got you as our ruler. அதாவது even with that conscious, it's a conscious surrender that Indra does to the entity which is beyond speech and manas. அப்படி வேணா எடுத்துக்கலாம். Okay. Jadameva jagat tavasvamasīt ajadah kechana madrushopi jeevaha ativang manasam bhavantameva pratipannastu vayam prashasitaram. Next one is a very beautiful shloka. Vachanavasaro nalabhyate naha tvayi meenakshi shivavinakritayam idi devi prithakritasi kinchit tamimam makuru manase aparadham. Earlier when Vishwakarma had created the Vigraham of Meenakshi, and he said, because Meenakshi has never seen the right side of Bhagavan, she has always been only in the left side, and she has not seen the right hand side perspective of how beautiful Bhagavan is, right? She has always been present as a Ardhanari on the left hand side of his idabhagathai eduthandaval thane ava. Adala she wanted to see the right side, so he decided to create a temple for Meenakshi on the right hand side so that she can enjoy that view of Parameshwara also. That was one thing. Now Indra gives a different reason for separating the two of them. He says, you're always present with Ishvara. I have no chance to talk to you at all. How do I have a ekanta conversation with you? I need a private conversation with you. So that opportunity is never there because you're always present with your husband. So I need a separate opportunity to talk to you. So I have separated you from your husband and created a different place for you. So please forgive this sin of mine. Vachanavasaro nalabhyate. Hey Meenakshi, there is no opportunity to talk to you. Vachana avasaraha nalabhyate naha tvayi. Tvayi vachanavasaraha, an opportunity to talk to you. Shiva avinakritayam tvayi. The adjective for Meenakshi here is when he is talking to her directly. Anna Nilakanta Dikshita in his Ananda Sagarastavam, he talks directly to Ambal like this. If you're always present like this, what do I do? He says, Shiva avinakritaya. Vinakrita ityukte shivam vina sa asti iti shivena vinakrita iti. अथवा शिवेन अविनाकृता इत्येव अत्र वक्तव्यम्. One who is never without Shiva. Avina, vina ityukte different, separated. Atra shivena avinakritayam, shivena sada sannihita iti. Shiva shaktya yuktaha. அப்படியே தானே எப்பவுமே she is ever present with him. இதுல கூட கிராம் ஆஹுர் தேவீம் துருஹிண கிரகிணீம் ஆகமவிதம். If we'll think of Brahma, there is that Shakti in him to create the world. That Shakti is Amba. If we think of Vishnu, he needs Lakshmi to protect this world. The Vibhuti, for every aspect is a Vibhuti there. And that Vibhuti is Lakshmi personified, which is Shakti there. If Shiva has to destroy, he needs that Shakti. Iyanguvadarku or Shakti vanamullu. Adanala she is the for everything. Tirodhanam, all 5 panchakritya parayana. She does all 5 work. Srishti, Sthiti, Layam, Anugraham, Tirodhanam. All 5 actions is done by the Shakti Tattvam that is there. The Brahma Tattvam is just like a or Jadam Madri. Anna, it's not Jadam, but it is sentient. The one that makes it act is Shakti there. So she is constantly present. Shiva avinakritayam tvayi vachana avasaraha. There is no opportunity for me to talk to you because you are never without Shiva. அவர் எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் கேட்டு இருக்காருப்பா, அவரை கொஞ்சம் ஒதுக்கிட்டு இப்படி வாயே அப்படிங்கிறார். It's such a beautiful way of Another, my professor would always say, my teacher, Guru enakku, say, suddenly if you introduce the Devi in someone's life, it's very difficult. It's like getting to know a stranger. So if you introduce that bhakti like Dhruva, if you introduce it in a very young age, as a child, as a mother, as a friend, then pazhagidum. And that thought of Bhagavan inside it'll not be strange suddenly when you are introduced to that bhakti. But if it is at a very young age, that is always present there, somewhere in the corner, it will come up. You may go through different stages. When you are friends with someone, suddenly you say, oh, I won't talk to that friend. I am not going to talk to you. Tatha bhavatyeva. You are not helping me at all. So I am not going to talk to you. We go through that phase with our Daivam also, with our Ambal. But then we will come back to her. Yen Amma Dane. So that sort of a relationship will develop only if you are introduced to her at a very young age and you're able to converse with her in this manner. So he says, I am unable to converse with you because you are always present with Shiva. Shiva avina kritayam tvai vachana avasaraha nalabhyate. I don't get an opportunity. Iti, so, hey Devi, prithak krita asi. Kinchit prithak krita asi. Koncho onna nahati vechirukkengra. I've just removed you a little bit and separated you a little bit and kept separately. Little bit, avladha, kinchit. Tam imam aparadham manase makuru. Do not keep this offense of mine in your mind. Vachana vasaro nalabhyate naha tvai meenakshi shiva vina kritayam iti devi prithak krita asi kinchit tamimam makuru manase aparadham. Giriraja kumarikamapi swam vipineshu adrishu cha anuvartamanam bhavatim priyakapriye anurodhum swayam adhyaste shivaha kadamba moolam swayam adhyaste irkalam nanikkaren. I think it can be adhyaste iti. It should be in present tense here. Sorry, swayam adhyasta shiva kadamba moolam. Sorry. Yeah, adhyasta is in past tense. Adhyuvasa iti. Okay. Meenakshi, who is Parvati's avataram. So here it is only Parvati here that he is talking about. So Parvati, Giriraja Kumarika api, even though she is the daughter of the king of mountains, Malayarasan Magat. Yeah. So Giriraja Kumarika api, Kumarika iti kapratyam tatra priyartham, alparthe, kodanda, abdingarche, you always use that kapratyaya to indicate that affection that is there. Giriraja Kumarika, sa, athava you can also take it as Ganga. She has two older sisters. Ganga is another sister there, all of them, and she is the youngest one there. So she is Mainaka Parvatam tu Prathamam Asit, Tadanantaram Parvati Jata, if you want to take that story. That is also there. So she is the youngest of the lot also. So she is the most beloved, most favorite of Himavat Parvatam. Okay. Giriraja Kumarika. Priyaka Priye. Priyaka Priye iti Kadamba Priya. Priyaka is the name of Kadambam. It is a Paryayavachi Shabdam for Kadambam. Hey Priyaka Priye, one who loves this Kadamba flower, Giriraja Kumarikam api swam vipineshu adrishu cha anuvartamanam bhavatim anurodhum. Even though she was the daughter of the king of mountains and she was the favorite of Himavan, still what she did was, in order to please, she fell in love with Shiva, so she started following him everywhere, whether it is forest or mountains, wherever it was, she just followed him. She was so much, she had to be with him, right? So vipineshu adrishu cha anuvartamanam. Vipineshu katham adrishu, in mountains, wherever he was doing tapas, she followed. In forest, if he was not there, if she had to attain him, she did tapas again in the forests and in the mountains. When he went to see Arjuna also, she followed. Idallam kalpantara bedam. See, Indra is a person who can have the memories of different kalpas also, so he can talk in the future also. So she roamed around in all the forests and mountains. We saw how he were in Mandara mountain also. Shiva, he liked that place so much, so he decided to stay there for a long time and spend his time with Parvati there, like a honeymoon spot. He went there and stayed for a long time. So in different forests and different mountains, she followed Shiva constantly. Anuvartamanam bhavatim. Now Shiva had to please her at some point also, right? So in turn, he decided to stay in Kadambavanam to please her. Bhavatim anurodhum, bhavatim anusartum, athava, both can be taken. I'll tell you how. So in order to please you, or in order to follow you, Shivaha swayam kadambamulam adhyasta. Shiva, he himself stayed at this foot of this kadamba tree in order to please you, or in order to follow you. When Meenakshi came, when Parvati came down as Meenakshi, took an avatara, Shiva also, or Meenakshi, when she went there, adena idula varde திருவிளையாடல் புராணத்துல படிச்சுட்டு இருந்தேன். போர் செய்து அப்படின்னு இங்கே இருந்து அந்த sorry, I'm maybe deviating a little bit. செழியரும் பிரான் திருமகளாய் கலை பயின்று, after learning all this kala and everything, Nandi ganam munaipor saittu. So she goes up to Kailasam, Jayam Kundu. She wins over the entire world, goes and stands in front of Nandi in Kailasa, and then she fights there. Nandi decides that, she has actually come here only to see Shiva. Who am I here? And he just pretends to fight and pretends to lose there. And then when she sees Shiva, she manamaliga itte. She immediately falls in love, and she decides that he is his husband. He is her husband. But then she doesn't get married immediately. She says, you come and ask for my hand to my father. So she goes back and he follows her, anurodhum, in order to please Meenakshi. In order to follow her also, he comes and establishes himself in Kadambavanam and gets married to her. Now these are all going to happen later. Even then, if Indra knows about all these things, and it is, say, sometimes they have that wish, they can bring into memory a lot of things that have happened in a different kalpam also. So it's highly possible that he is probably doing that in his mind. And another way to look at it is also because the Shakti is responsible for the creating of all of this world. In order to follow Shakti, he has come here and he has established himself here because she loves this Kadamba tree and the Kadamba flowers. And when she came here, Shiva also had to come here because she has been following him everywhere. Now it is his turn to follow and come here. Meenakshi oda rule dhanenga. Giriraja Kumarikamapi Swam Vipineshu Adrishu cha Anuvartamanam Bhavatim Priyaka Priye Anurodhum Swayamadhyasta Shiva Kadambamulam. Right? Now the next one, Jagato Jagatishwarasya cha Shrir Bhavati Yadyapi Sarvatosti Purna Karunamayamutsahe Hatum Tava Meenakshi Tathapi Rupam. He understands that she is present everywhere. Right? Jagataha Jagadishwarasya cha Shrihi Bhavati. First sentence. So, Bhavati, you are, hey Meenakshi, you are the Shrihi. Shrihi itukte Vibhutihi. You are the Lakshmi or the Vibhuti, Aishwaryam of this entire world. Jagataha. Jagataha iti Vishwasya. Brahmandasya, Abrahma Kita Janani, Brahmanda, every prani that is present in this world, she is the Shri, she is the Shakti, she is the Vibhuti of this entire world. So, Jagataha Shrihi Bhavati. kasya jagadishwarasya api shrihi bhavatyeva jagatam ishwaraha prabhuhu shambhuhu tasya shrihi api bhavati. இது வந்து because of the next part, yadyapi sarvataha purna asi, sarvataha ityukte sampurne brahmande purna vyapta asi, you are full, completely enveloping, encompassing the entire world here. Even though you are like that, I still feel I am unable to leave this form and go away. I want to keep on enjoying the form that is there in front of me. Vigraha rupena atra adishaktihi swayam yatra tasyaha sannidhanena atra she has graced this place. Tadrasham vigraham hatum tyaktum, in order to I cannot leave this beautiful form of yours, which is karunamayam dayapurnam அப்படிங்கிற, right? So and sarvataha purna asi, that portion alone, that is, you have pervaded everywhere, shows it is this first line is an the explanation of this is in Saundaryalahari. Giramahur devim druhina grihini agamavido haref patnim padmam harasachari madritanayam turiya kapitvam duradhigama nissima mahima. Turiya, you are the turiya vastu. Duradhigama nissima mahima, you have a mahima, a mahatmyam, you have a shakti which is very difficult to understand. Duradhigama nissima, there is no ellailla oru idu illa shakti ambalukku. Nissima mahima, you do not have any border, it is ananta mahima that you have. Nissima mahima mahamaya vishwam brahmayasi. Mahamaya nu sonnadam, அவளை வந்து ஆதிசக்தியா சொன்னாதான் you can call her as the Shrihi Shakti of this entire world and the Shakti of the Ishvara. Ishvarasya Shakti Rupena Saeva Vartate iti. Jagadishwarasya, Jagatam Ishvaraha, Lokanam Ishvaraha, Ataha Lokasthanam Jananam Ishvarasya Shrihi Saeva. So Bhavati Yadyapi Sarvataha Purna asti, even though you are present everywhere. I know that you are present everywhere. Atrapi asi, tatrapi asi iti. Swarge api asi eva. So I know that. Parantu tava etat rupam, this form of yours, which is karunamayam, dayamayam, karuna eva iti swarthe mayat. That is, you are of the form, personification of compassion. Etat vigraha rupam hatum tyaktum na utsahe na paraye. I am unable to do this. I am unable to leave this form of yours which is in front of me. So it is both beautiful and it is in a form என்ன கொள்ளேன் மனத்தில் நின் கோலம் அல்லாது என்பர் கூட்டம் தன்னை வில்லேன். இதுல அபிராமி அந்தாதி சொல்லுவார், மணியே மணியின் ஒளியே ஒளிரும் மணிப்புனைந்து அணியும் அணிக்கு அழகேம்பர். அதுதாங்க அந்த சுந்தரத்துவம் is brought out very beautifully in அபிராமி அந்தாதி. That's another for another occasion. So Jagataha Jagadishwarasya cha Shrihi Bhavati Yadyapi Sarvatosti Purna Karunamayam Utsahena Hatum Tavameenakshi Tathapi Rupam Etat. I'll stop with this. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. Namaste. Cholunga sir.
Yes ma'am. அதாவது அவர் என்ன சொல்ல வர்றாருன்னா, கிரியேட் பண்ண இந்த உலகமானது ஜடமா இருந்தாலும் அந்த ஜடத்துவத்துல இருக்கிற உலகத்துல இருக்கிற பிராணிகள் சேத்தனமா இருந்தாலும் எங்களுடைய வாக்குக்கும் மனசுக்கும் அப்பாற்பட்டு நீ இருந்தாலும் எங்களை ஆட்சி பண்றதால நாங்க சௌபாக்கியமானோம் அப்படின்னு அர்த்தமா இருக்கு.
சூப்பர், கரெக்டா சொன்னீங்க.
அதே மாதிரி அவலம்பனம் உபலம்பனம், அது என்ன கரெக்ட் மீனிங்?
உபலம்பஹாங்கிறது அவலம்பனம்ங்கிறது வந்து the ba is different from upalambha. So avalamba is the third and the மூணாவது அல்பபிராணம். So avalambanam is பிடிப்பு, பிடிச்சுக்கிறது, கிரகணம் இது holding, ஆஸ்ரயஹ சரணாகதி அந்த மாதிரி. So whereas upalambha போட்டுட்டோம்னா that is the bha is mahaprana there. So upalambha கிடைத்தல், சோ கிடைப்பதுன்னா இந்த இடத்துல என்ன, நம்ம பிடிச்சுக்கிறது இல்ல, நமக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கு, அவரே அனுகிரகம் பண்ணிருக்கார். சோ நமக்கு தர்சனம் கிடைச்சிருக்கு, நம்ம போய் பிடிச்சுக்கிறது இல்ல. திஸ் இஸ் த டிஃபரன்ஸ் பிட்வீன், ஓ பியூட்டிஃபுல், அந்த மார்ஜார நியாயம் மர்க்கட்ட நியாயம் இருக்கு இல்லையா,
அதாவது கடவுளோட கையை நாம பிடிச்சுக்கிறத விட அவர் நம்ம கையை பிடிச்சுக்கிறார்.
அதுதான் அந்த மார்ஜார மர்க்கட்ட நியாயம்.
அதே மாதிரி அவினாகிருதா சமஸ்த பதம்.
சோ சிவேன அவினாகிருதா, அதுல எப்படின்னா சோ வினா, அது எப்படி வருது, வினாகிருதா ந வினாகிருதா அவினாகிருதா சிவேன அவினாகிருதா அப்படி எடுத்துக்கலாம். வினாகிருதானா வினாகிருதான பிரிக்கப்பட்டவள், பிருதக் கிருதா வினாகிருதா அப்படின்னு. அது அவ்யயம் கேன் ஜாயின் வித் யுவர் கிருதந்தம். தனித்து வைக்கப்பட்டவள்னு அர்த்தம், தனித்து செய்யப்பட்டவள் அப்படி.
கிருத்தாங்கிறதுனால செய்யப்பட்டவள் வருது.
பிரிச்சு வச்சுட்டேன் ஒண்ணு அப்படிங்கிற வினாகிருதானா. இங்க வந்து சிவேன அவினாகிருதானா, எப்ப சிவனை விட்டு பிரியாதவளாகவே இருக்கியே, பிரிக்க வைக்கப்படாதவளாக இருக்க எப்ப பார்த்தாலும். சரியா? नेक्स्ट शंकरी महोदय. नमस्ते.
नमस्ते महोदये. मादृशः दृशः बहुवचनं वा?
यस, मादृक्, मादृक् मादृशौ मादृशः इति.
भवत्या यदा एवम् उक्तं पुस्तकानि
म्यूट பண்ணிக்கிறீங்களா? யா,
पुस्तकानि अस्माकं आह्वानं करोति इति तद् मम हासः आगतः. समान अनुभवः मया अपि अनुभूयते. पुस्तकानि सन्ति, पठितुं समयः न प्राप्यते. एवं यदा यदा पश्यामः पठनीयम् इति एवं भवति. तदेकम्. अनन्तरं कडम्बमरम् इदमिदानीम् एव दृष्टवती पोदिकै दूरवाहिन्यां. वृक्षमिति कश्चन कार्यक्रमः, तत्र एवं बहवः विषयाः उक्ताः. तत्र कडम्बवृक्षस्य पार्वतीदेवी इत्येव जनाः वृक्षं नमन्ति इति, कुत्रचित् पूजां कुर्वन्ति इति उक्तवन्तः. तस्य पुष्पाणि सुन्दराणि सन्ति, कन्दुकमिव दर्शनयोग्यम् अस्ति. बहु सम्यक् आसीत्.
ओके ओके, पंद மாதிரி இருக்காக்கும். பரவாயில்லையே. தெரியல.
पुनः तस्य तद् औषधवत् तस्य काष्ठाः सर्वमपि औषध आयुर्वेदनिमित्तम् औषधं कर्तुम् उपयोगाय भवन्ति इति.
ओके ओके ओके, नाइस.
धन्यवादः.
नमस्ते. एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस? अस्तु. नमः सुन्दरनाथाय तस्मै हालस्य वासिने चतुष्षष्टि विधालीला येनाकारि भुवस्थले. और निमिषम. यस, चलो. Namaste. You have a question? You've raised your hands.
Yeah. Is speaking in Sanskrit a requirement for this class or this?
Adala onnu illa sir.
Because I know the last lady spoke completely in Sanskrit. I got bits and pieces of it, but is there a requirement to attend this class?
Abdila illa. No, not at all. It's each one's individual thing. Adnalda I try to answer mostly in English and try to do a translation of that, because I know a lot of people don't understand. But what she was trying to say was just and the kadamba vanam vandu the flower of it was looking like a ball அப்படினு சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தா. அதுதான் மெயினா.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. No, you can attend. Absolutely fine. Namaste. नमः सुन्दरनाथाय तस्मै हालस्य वासिने चतुष्षष्टि विधालीला येनाकारि भुवस्थले. श्रीमत् सुन्दरनाथस्य देवीं चपरलोचनां कलये हृदये नित्यं कदम्ब वनवासिनी.